Good afternoon, Mr. Eads. I just finished your dissertation on writing, or actually your dissertation on some of the problems you've had with greener pastures, which started off as many different story titles. Yeah, writing. Organic, non-organic. I guess that would be the sign of a real masterful writer when you could just say, I need a story so I can get it published and off the market, and say, well, what's current? What sounds good? Uh, Stephen King says he's a situational writer. He has a situation, and the rest of it evolves around it. Uh, there used to be, I guess, what we would call method writers or purposeful writers. Example, Aesop's fables. That's purposeful writing. That's moralizing. Uh, as you were said, trying to get the muse to work for you, to come and visit you, and I always find that just a little bit amusing when I hear other writers talk about their muse didn't show up today, their muse was late to work, their muse was hungover and didn't want to work, and basically I've always had ideals for stories. In the past 10 years, I've more so gone into the habit of writing little synopsises, plots, so that I can get back to it good. By good, meaning with clarity of my first view of the story, because that's pretty much what it is. It's your view of the story, what you saw. And you're not writing organic when you keep pushing and pushing and pushing and you don't get any useful material. Um, like I said, you got to be a hell of a writer to just take an ideal and flesh it out. Something that didn't come, as you were saying, from the heart. What I mean is from deep within the brain, not from the frontal occipital lobes, but probably someplace farther back, like where the dreams occur. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same tissue. But you put a hell of a lot of work into it, that was for sure. And I don't think it was the question of you were polishing a diamond until there was nothing left but diamond dust, because, as you said, from that one story, 3 other stories or ideals came. And just talking to you about it, I had an ideal of my own that I'm working on right now. Speaking about muses, ideals, where it comes from, I don't know. Somebody once, Rod Sterling, I don't know whether many people consider him a fine writer. He was pretty much a TV writer. He did, Twilight Zone, Night Gallery. But he often said that just glancing at a newspaper and seeing 2 unrelated articles together on a page would start things flowing in his brain. But again, Rod Sterling was what he was. He was a TV writer. He often was a moralist. He had a point to his story. It wasn't just like a realistic, interesting event that happened. Not always in our lives do the things that happen have a point, other than the fact that they're part of our experience, our living. So yeah, it was kind of interesting getting your video. It was nice to see and hear from you again. Yeah, it's pretty cold here right now. 32. Water's all frozen outside. As you can tell, I'm well dressed. No, so I've kind of been lucky. I've always had ideals for stories waiting, and the only question was getting the time to work at them. Time is a precious commodity, as we both know, and the clock runs in one way, and no matter how much we'd like, we can't turn it around. So yeah, for me, time has been a commodity, and I guess also learning to be more marketable. In other words, you can tweak a story, and it's still the same story, but it has a much more mass appealing ending, or perhaps point of view. I don't know. We see our own likes and dislikes reflected in our writings, and if we're not the common sort of reader, then what we write will not be the common sort of story. In other words, it won't be mass market. It won't be mainstream. It'll be niche, like David Bowie's cult following. So yeah, that's been my problem, since we're basically talking about problems that we have with stories. And no, I don't think you can ever overwork a story to death. I don't think any of your effort on it was wasted, because again, as you well said, you learn things, and the exercise, the effort did yield usable material. So yeah, I thought I'd just respond to your video with a video. it was really good to hear and see from you. Like I said, keep writing, keep pushing to get more and more published, despite the state of the market. Again, it's been good to hear from you. Take care. And hi, Lisa, if you tuned in. Hi, Lisa. Eh? Eh?